Anthony Carelli, better known by his ring name Santino Marella, is a retired Italian-Canadian professional wrestler, signed with WWE. He is a two-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, one-time WWE United States Champion, and one-time WWE Tag Team Champion. Professional wrestling career. Early career. Carelli started his career on the Ontario independent circuit as Johnny Gio Basco, debuting with a disqualification win over XHIBIT in the opening match of a Ring Wars show in Orangeville, Ontario, on August 17, 2003. In the second half of 2004, Carelli wrestled 4 matches for Battle Arts in Japan, as Joe Basco. He also competed in mixed martial arts, claiming to have a 6-1 record. World Wrestling Entertainment WWE, Ohio Valley Wrestling. In 2005, Carelli began training at Ohio Valley Wrestling, a developmental territory for World Wrestling Entertainment. In July, during a storyline where he was supposed to act afraid of the Boogeyman, but instead laughed, Carelli was shouted at and slapped by Jim Cornette, OVW's head booker and co-owner. This incident led to Cornette being fired as OVW booker by WWE. Under OVW's new booker, Paul Heyman, Carelli became Boris Alexiev, a Russian shoot fighter gimmick. On October 29, he lost his debut OVW match, teaming with Aaron Stevens against Chet the Jet and Chris Cage. Alexiev made his TV debut on April 12, 2006, managed by his comrade, Mr. Strongco, and defeating Mo Sexton. He was booked to dominate opponents with stiff strikes and submission-style wrestling. He had a 10-second win over a wrestler named Dewey. He signed a developmental contract with WWE on August 11, 2006, and continued practicing in OVW. On January 24, 2007, Alexiev won the OVW Television Championship from Mike Carell, who was defending in place of champion Eddie Craven. He lost it back to Carell on February 7, and regained it from him on March 14. 3 days later, he dropped it to Shawn Spears. He was called up to the WWE roster a month later. Intercontinental Champion and storyline with Maria, Carelli debuted as Santino Marella on the April 16, 2007 episode of Raw from Milan, Italy. He was the opponent selected by Vince McMahon for Umaga. The unknown Marella scored a surprising upset, and won the WWE Intercontinental Championship with a great assistance from Bobby Lashley. The next day, WWE.com posted a profile on Marella, saying he was an Italian national who moved to Canada as a child and returned to his native country a few times each year to visit family. It said he moved to the U.S. to pursue a wrestling career with WWE. Shortly after winning the Intercontinental title, Marella feuded with Chris Masters, narrowly retaining the title in his first defenses. On July 2, he dropped the title back to Umaga, after defeating him on June 24, at Vengeance, Night of Champions, by disqualification. Marella then began a gradual heel turn and became increasingly jealous of his girlfriend, Maria. Over several weeks, they appeared together in a series of segments on Raw, including 2 game show skits, hosted by general manager William Regal, which resulted in retired wrestler Ron Simmons winning a date with Maria, to Santino's dismay. Marella began a publicity campaign against the WWE Films production, The Condemned, as its DVD release neared. He was eventually confronted by the film's star, Steve Austin, who argued the film's merits before delivering a stone-cold stunner to Marella and hosing him and Maria with beer. During the Austin angle, Marella repeatedly mocked him and his catchphrases in humorously broken English, starting a new comedic trend in his gimmick. After a short angle with Jerry Lawler, Marella formed a tag team with Carlito. Around this time, Maria was offered a photo shoot for Playboy magazine. After unsuccessfully persuading her to decline it, Marella tried to sabotage the cover unveiling, causing Maria to dump him. At WrestleMania XXIV, Maria had a Playboy Bunny Mania Lumberjack match. Santino interfered near the end of the match, pulling Maria off of a pin, and was punched by Jerry Lawler. After the match, he was clotheslined by guest master of ceremonies, Snoop Dogg. The next night on Raw, Maria wrestled Marella. 7 other women ganged up on him, and held his legs apart for Maria to headbutt his testicles and pin him. This ended their feud. Marella and Carlito then feuded with Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes over the World Tag Team Championship. During a title match between them, Roddy Piper distracted Marella, who was then pinned. This sparked a rivalry with Piper, which included a confrontation on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Glamorella. On the July 14, 2008 episode of Raw, Marella lost to Beth Phoenix, who had answered his open challenge. On the next episode, after he lost another open challenge to the returning Glo Brown, Marella and Phoenix kissed, both looking confused afterward. Over the next few weeks, they became a parody of a power couple, soon called Glamorella. At SummerSlam, they wrestled Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston and WWE Women's Champion Mickie James in a mixed tag match with both titles on the line. Phoenix pinned James after hitting her finisher, the Glam Slam, giving Marella his second Intercontinental Championship. Marella then sought to become the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time by beating the Honky Tonk Man's record 64-week reign. Over the weeks, a Honk-A-Meter graphic informed viewers of his progress during his matches and segments. At Cyber Sunday, Marella was disqualified in a title match with the Honky Tonk Man. On the November 10 episode of Raw, after a reign of 12 weeks and 1 day, Marella lost the title to William Regal. In January 2009, Marella entered the Royal Rumble, at number 28. He was eliminated by Kane after 1.9 seconds. Breaking the Warlord's 1989 record for shortest Royal Rumble appearance by 1/10 of a second. Santino Marella. Marella's humor proved popular with audiences, and he turned face again before WrestleMania XXV, expressing his desire to be crowned the inaugural Miss WrestleMania in a 25-woman battle royale at the event. He challenged Mickie James to a match with one arm tied behind his back, with a battle royale spot on the line, but he lost. The next week, in order to prove his eligibility, he revealed he was wearing a mankini. Instead, he was attacked by most of the female roster. Nevertheless, at WrestleMania, he won the Battle Royal, competing in drag as Santino Marella, last eliminating Beth Phoenix and Melina. Marella successfully defended the Miss WrestleMania title against Phoenix at Backlash in 3 seconds, with help from the Great Carelli. On the May 18 Raw, Marella lost the title to Vicky Guerrero, and won it back on June 7, at Extreme Rules, by defeating Vicky and Chavo Guerrero in a handicap hog pen match. On the June 22 Raw, Raw's new owner, Donald Trump, fired Santino and the Miss WrestleMania title was abandoned. Teaming with Vladimir Kozlov. At WrestleMania XXVI, Santino Marella competed in the 26-man Battle Royale dark match, won by Yoshitatsu. He then tried to form a tag team with Vladimir Kozlov, who repeatedly refused the offer. On the May 31 Raw, Kozlov interfered in Marella's match, helping him win. On the July 19 Raw, they finally teamed to defeat William Regal and Zack Ryder. At Night of Champions 2010, Marella and Kozlov wrestled a tag team turmoil match for the Unified Tag Team Championship, won by Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. On the October 11 Raw, he defeated Zack Ryder to qualify for Team Raw at Bragging Rights, against Team SmackDown. He was the first of 7 Team Raw members eliminated, pinned by Tyler Rex. On the October 25 Raw, after Sheamus had called him an embarrassment for being the first man out at Bragging Rights, Marella scored an upset victory over the former two-time WWE Champion. They wrestled twice more, both matches ending with John Morrison saving Santino from Sheamus' post-match assault. On the November 15 Raw, Marella and Kozlov became #1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championship by defeating the Usos. They unsuccessfully challenged the Nexus for the title at Survivor Series. They won the Tag Team Championship in a 4-way elimination tag match on the December 6 Raw, beating the Nexus, the Usos and Mark Henry and Yoshitatsu, after John Cena distracted Gabriel, allowing Marella to hit his Cobra finisher. After celebrating in the ring, Tamina kissed Santino, starting a relationship between them. she began accompanying Marella to his matches. Marella and Kozlov retained the tag team title at TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs, when Gabriel and Slater were disqualified after interference from Nexus member Michael McGillicuddy. The next night on Raw, Marella and Tamina beat Ted DiBiase and Miraz in a mixed tag match. On January 30, 2011, Marella entered the Royal Rumble at number 37. He was one of the final two wrestlers, before being eliminated by Alberto Del Rio. At Elimination Chamber, Marella and Kozlov lost the tag team title to Gabriel and Slater. At WrestleMania XXVII, Marella teamed with Big Show, Kane, and Kofi Kingston to defeat the Core in an 8-man tag match. Marella's relationship with Tamina ended when she was drafted to SmackDown. On August 5, Kozlov was released from WWE, ending the Team United States Champion. Marella began teaming with Zack Ryder on the July 21 Superstars, beating tag team champions David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy in a non-title match. On the August 1 Raw, Otunga and McGillicuddy won the rematch. On September 1, Carelli injured his left shoulder in a car accident before a house show in Puerto Rico, rendering him inactive for several weeks. Marella returned on the October 3 Raw, defeating Jinder Mahal. On the October 31 episode, Marella defeated Jack Swagger with a roll-up pin after he spit water given to him by special guest, Beaker of the Muppets, in Swagger's face. The following Raw, Swagger defeated Marella by submission. On the January 6, 2012 episode of SmackDown, Marella defeated Drew McIntyre to become SmackDown General Manager Theodore Long's assistant. Marella teamed with Yoshitatsu on the January 27 SmackDown and Hacksaw Jim Duggan on the February 3 episode to face tag team champions Primo and Epico, losing both times. On the February 17 SmackDown, Marella won a Battle Royal to replace Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber match at Elimination Chamber. At the pay-per-view, he was the last man eliminated by Daniel Bryan. On the March 5 Raw, Marella defeated Jack Swagger to win the United States Championship. On the following episode of SmackDown, Marella successfully defended the title against Swagger in a steel cage match, by escaping through the cage door. At WrestleMania XXVII on April 1, Marella was the team captain of Team Teddy, which lost to Team Johnny, after interference from Eve. The following night on Raw, Marella successfully defended the title against Swagger and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match, and against David Otunga on the April 16 episode. In the pre-show of Extreme Rules on April 23, Marella defeated The Miz to retain the United States Championship. The following night on Raw, Marella unsuccessfully tried to earn a WWE Championship match at Over the Limit in a Beat the Clock challenge against The Miz. Later that month, Marella briefly reunited with Zack Ryder, facing teams including Primo and Epico, Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex and Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Marella then feuded with Alberto Del Rio's ring announcer Ricardo Rodriguez, leading to a non-title tuxedo match on June 17 at No Way Out, which Marella won. On the June 25 Raw, Marella successfully defended the United States Championship against Jack Swagger. 4 days later on SmackDown, he and Intercontinental Champion Christian defeated David Otunga and Cody Rhodes to qualify for the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank, which was won by Dolph Ziggler. On the July 27 and August 3 episodes of SmackDown, Marella lost to Antonio Cesaro in non-title matches. On August 19, on the SummerSlam pre-show, Marella lost the United States Championship to Cesaro. Marella lost his rematch for the title on the September 3 episode of Raw. On the September 21 episode of SmackDown, Marella defeated Cesaro in a non-title match to earn another shot at the United States Championship. The title rematch took place the following week on SmackDown, where Marella failed in his title challenge. Various tag teams. On the debut episode of WWE Main Event on October 3, Marella and Zack Ryder entered a tag team championship tournament, and defeated Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd in the quarterfinals. The following week on Raw, they were eliminated in the semi-finals by eventual winners Team Rhodes Scholars. After this loss, Marella and Ryder began a feud with 3 Megabytes as members, which culminated in the pre-show of Survivor Series, in which Slater and Mahal defeated them. On December 26, 2012, at Main Event, Santino Marella participated in a 20-man battle royal for the first contender of Cesaro's U.S. title and split from his partner Zack Ryder, when eliminated him. Successively, Marella was eliminated by Wade Barrett from the battle royal. Marella then took a leave of absence due to a neck injury. Marella returned on January 27, 2013, at the Royal Rumble, entering the Royal Rumble at number 5 before being the first man eliminated by Cody Rhodes. After a 2-month absence, Marella returned to Raw on April 1, losing to Mark Henry. Marella returned on the September 9 episode of Raw, defeating Antonio Cesaro. On the next episode of SmackDown, he defeated Damian Sandow with the Cobra. On the September 23 episode of Raw, he suffered his first defeat against Fandango since his return to WWE. He defeated Heath Slater on the next episode of SmackDown and began to align himself with the Great Khali and Hornswoggle. Marella then began a feud with Cesaro and his tag team partner Jack Swagger. Santino defeated Swagger on the September 20 episode of SmackDown, and he defeated Cesaro on the September 30 episode of Raw in singles competition. On October 6 at WWE Battleground, Marella and the Great Khali were defeated by Cesaro and Swagger in a tag team match. They were defeated again by the Real Americans on the following episode of Raw. After the match, Marella attacked Cesaro with the Cobra. On the October 21 episode of Raw, he defeated Heath Slater, dressed as Elvis Presley. After the match, he danced on the announce table. After that, he took a brief hiatus once again. Storyline with Emma and retirement. On February 3, 2014, Marella returned to television and invited Emma into the ring from the crowd to have a dance-off with Summer Rae, starting a feud with her and Fandango. Emma would go on to win the dance competition against Summer Rae the February 21 episode of SmackDown. Santino participated in the Andra Copyright the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania XXX, eliminating The Miz, before being eliminated by Alberto Del Rio. On May 5, Santino participated in a 20-man battle royal for Dean Ambrose's WWE United States Championship, but he was eliminated by Ryback. After a third neck injury, Marella declared his retirement on July 6 at a house show in Toronto, Ontario. He expressed interest in a non-wrestling TV role with WWE, such as general manager. Personal life. He was born in Mississauga, Ontario, to a family of Italian descent, and attended Elizabeth Simcoe Public School, and later Philip Pocock Catholic Secondary School. He trained in judo at the age of 9 and wrestled in high school, winning a Region of Peel Secondary School Athletic Association tournament. He was originally trained by journeyman wrestler Don Kolov in Woodbridge, Ontario. He has a daughter, Bianca, who won the Miss Teen Ontario World Pageant in 2013. Carelli, along with Kung Fu practitioner Stephen J. Wong and fitness magazine publisher Terindo, opened a 15,000-square-foot gym in Mississauga, Ontario called a Euro Battle Arts Academia Euro in July 2013. It is for general strength and conditioning, as well as for training in mixed martial arts and pro wrestling. Filmography, in wrestling. Finishing moves, as Santino Marella, Cobra Strike a Euro 2010 a Euro 2014, Santino Stunner a Euro 2010. Used as a signature move from 2011 a Euro 2014, Snap Swinging Neckbreaker a Euro 2007 a Euro 2008. As Boris Alexiev, Triangle Choke, Standing Inverted Fujiwara Armor. Signature moves, Arm Drag, Running Headbutt Drop, with Theatrics, Savate Kick, Split Evasion followed by a Hip Toss, Snap Suplex, STO, 3 left-handed jabs followed by right-handed forearm smash. Managers Mr. Stronco, Beth Phoenix, Maria, Tamina Snuka, Emma. Nicknames, The Italian Stallion, The Milan Miracle. Entrance music, Anvil of Chrome by Basil Polidorus, La Vittoria Mia by Jim Johnston, You Look So Good to Me by Jim Johnston. Championships and accomplishments. Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW Television Championship. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI ranked him number 60 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2012. World Wrestling Entertainment WWE, WWE Intercontinental Championship, WWE Tag Team Championship a Euro with Vladimir Kozlov, WWE United States Championship, Miss WrestleMania. Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Best Gimmick. Mixed Martial Arts Record, References. External links. Santino Marella's profile on WWE.com, Anthony Carelli at the Internet Movie Database.